Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're all well and having a really good day so far. I'm really excited to start filming today's video because it's going to be my Project Pan 2022 intro. I started panning for the first time last year and just absolutely love it, so I can't wait to get this show on the road. I've chosen 22 products that I would like to completely use up this year. A couple of them are rollovers from last year, but the majority of them are new for this project, and some are definitely easier to pan than others. So if you would like to see my picks for 2022, then grab yourself a drink, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into the video. I like to do a rolling style project pan, so initially I've chosen 22 items, but as I use those up throughout the year I will be adding new products into the project. My overall goal is to just get the most use out of my existing makeup collection, and I'd like to use up as many products as I can this year. I did learn a lot last year. For example, it takes absolutely ages to pan a blush, especially if it comes in a baked formula. At the moment, I'm not close to hitting pan on any of my blushes, so for that reason I'm not going to include blushes in this project. I don't want to be committed to focusing on panning one blush for the whole of the year and then ignore all of the other blushes in my collection. So for blushes, eyeshadows and any other makeup category that I feel this way about, I'm going to save those for a usage project instead. So that being said, let's take a look at the products that I've chosen for this year's project. The first makeup category is primer, and I do want to reduce the number of primers in my makeup collection overall, but I've chosen two for this project. The first is the Benefit POREfessionsal Hydrating Primer, and this one's in the mini size. I have used this one a few times already, so I don't think it'll take me long to use this one up, and it's always good to have an easy win in the project. And the other primer that I've chosen is the Charlotte Tilbury Wonderglow, and this is a little bit neglected in my makeup collection if I'm honest with you. If I want to bring some luminosity to my skin, I always reach for my Hollywood Flawless filter, and it's not to say that this is a bad product, it's not at all. I just favour the Flawless filter over this one, but I do want to get this product used up. I don't want it to go to waste. I have marked it at the side there, and you can see that the line is just a little bit below now. That's because I marked these about a week ago and I'm filming this intro a little bit late, so some of the products I have used a bit since then, but I'm happy to have this in the project. It is a nice primer, just want to get the use out of it. Foundation is another makeup category where I want to reduce the number of products that I have in my collection, so I've chosen two for this project. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation, and I wear mine in the shade 3. I really like this foundation. It's got a beautiful demi matte finish, so it's not too matte, it's not too dewy, it just gives a really nice natural looking appearance to the skin. I've had this for quite a while now, so I want to make sure that I use this up and get the most out of it before it expires, but I don't think it'll be a chore to use this because, as I said, I do really enjoy this product. And the other foundation that I've chosen is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and mine's in the shade Mont Blanc. This one is a little bit difficult to see the progress because the product does have a tendency to stick to the sides of the glass, but now this has settled for a little while I can see that I'm about here. So as you can see, I've still got a good 3/4 of a bottle left. I do really enjoy this one. It does have a more of a full coverage finish compared to the Charlotte Tilbury, so I think between the two foundations I've got, you know, good variety there, and I will enjoy using this one. I have chosen 3 concealers for this project in a range of different finishes, and the first one is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Vanilla. Now this one was in my project pan last year and I did get a lot of use out of it, but there is still a good amount of product in here. I don't think I'm too far away from hitting pan, but there's definitely a lot more product around the sides. I do really enjoy this concealer. I think that it's great for spot concealing. It's not too heavy to use under the eyes, but what I use it mostly for is actually as an eye base. I think it sits fantastic under eyeshadow and really blanks out the eyelid perfectly. Next we have the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer, and mine's in the shade 1N. This is a really beautiful light to medium coverage concealer, and I think that it's going to work well with light to medium coverage foundations. I like to pair the coverage of my concealer and foundation to be quite similar, just because I don't want the texture to be too different between the areas I conceal and the rest of my complexion. I haven't used this one too much, so I'd say it's pretty much a full tube, but as I said, I do really enjoy this concealer, so I'm glad to have it in the project. In contrast to the light medium coverage of the Laura Mercier concealer, I did want to add in a full coverage concealer to the project, so I've chosen the Tarte Shape Tape, and mine's in the shade 16N, which is Fair Light Neutral. I really enjoy this concealer. I think that it pairs so well with full coverage foundations. I know that some people have mentioned they find this drying, but I've not found that at all. But I do use a really good eye cream under the eye here to prep my skin before applying my makeup. But I do absolutely love this product. Like the Laura Mercier concealer, I've not really got much use out of this, so I would say it's pretty much a full tube. It is difficult to see though because the product does stick to the side of the glass, but I am expecting this to last quite a few months, so I don't think I will have much visible progress until maybe halfway through the year on this one. I have chosen a couple of liquid highlighters for this project, and I do adore both of these products, and I wanted to make sure that I use these products up before they expire. The first is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in the shade Spotlight. This is an absolutely stunning highlighter. It gives a real radiance to the skin and it doesn't draw attention to texture, which is what I really like about it. Something that I am not so keen on is the sponge applicator, but I can live with that. I just want to, as I said, make sure that I get this used up before it expires. And the second one is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and mine's in the shade 2. I absolutely love this product. It's one of my very favourite makeup products. I've used it well over 100 times and it's still going strong. It is one of those products, again, that's difficult to see because it does stick to the side of the glass, but I do think that I'm about here on the bottle now. If I twist it round, you can start to see there are gaps appearing now, but I've just got no idea how long it's going to take me to use up that last little bit. Initially I thought this might be an easy win, something that I would be able to use up quickly and get it out of the project, but because it's taken me such a long time to use the rest of the bottle, this possibly could last me quite a few months just with this bit that's left. I've chosen 3 powders, and the first 2 are in this Ambient Lighting Ghost palette from Hourglass, and it is looking a little bit beaten up and worse for wear at the moment, just because it was in last year's project, so it did get quite a lot of use last year. I did hit pan on this shade last year, and I would say I've probably expanded the pan a little bit in the first part of this year as well. I have also managed to hit pan on this shade, which I'm really pleased about. So my goal for this year would just be to use up these 2 finishing powders. They're really nice powders and I have really enjoyed including them in my makeup routine, so I don't think it's going to be too much of a chore to get these used up, but I'm not sure how long that's going to take me exactly. And the third powder that I've chosen is the Charlotte's Genius Magic Powder from Charlotte Tilbury, and mine's in the shade Fair. I always think that this one doesn't get anywhere near as much attention as it deserves because everybody loves the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder so much. Don't get me wrong, that is a really beautiful powder and I use it myself, it's a favourite of mine, but this one is also a great powder. I naturally gravitate more towards a loose powder than a pressed powder, so I'm quite happy to have this in the project pan this year. It does take me a long time to pan a loose powder though. I would say it's probably going to take me the majority, if not all of the year to get through this. I would say it's, well, you can see at the side, it's pretty much a full tub of powder, but really looking forward to using this. I did want to include a setting spray and I've chosen the Urban Decay All Nighter. Now, years ago this was my absolute ride or die and I do really like this setting spray. I think it definitely improves the longevity of your makeup. I don't think if I shake it I've got too much left. I would estimate that I'm around here somewhere on the bottle, and the reason that I've chosen to include it is because I found that I just prefer the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. So I wanted to get this used up and out of my collection, but I don't think that I will be repurchasing it, but happy to use it in the meantime. For bronzer and contour, I've chosen 3 products, and the first one is the Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade Fair. Now this one is a rollover from last year's project pan, but as you can see I did make some really good progress there, but there's still a lot of product in here and I would like to get that fully used up this year. I've also chosen the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand in the shade Light Medium, and I do really enjoy using this product. It applies really easily, blends out like an absolute dream and looks very natural on the skin. I think because I had my Tantour in the project last year, I just didn't reach for this product so much, so hopefully including both of them I will balance my use of the two. And the last bronzer that I've chosen is this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in the shade Luminous Bronze Light. It was in my project pan last year, and as you can see I made some really great progress with it. There's still quite a lot of product around the edge though, and my goal for this year is to completely pan a bronzer. I don't think I've ever done that before. I've hit pan for sure, but I don't think I've fully used one up. This one I've spoken about so many times on my channel. It's my absolute favourite bronzer, so I don't think it's going to be difficult for me to get this used. I would say it's going to take a fair few months though, because this baked formula does last for a long time. For brows, I've chosen the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 3, and this has been my absolute favourite brow gel for years and years and years now. I have recently purchased the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows, but I've not tried that one as of yet. I will be interested to see if that does knock this one off the top spot, but I do still want to make sure that I get this one used up, but it will be the battle of the brow gels this year to decide which one I do repurchase. I think this one will be quite an easy win though, because I can apply this most days. It's not going to be too much of an effort to use this day to day, and hopefully get it panned quite easily. Moving on to lip products next, and I've chosen this Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade Penelope Pink. I believe this is in her Kissing formula. If you look at the bullet you can see that I don't have much of this lipstick left, so hopefully I'll be able to use that up fairly quickly. The first goal really is to level off this lipstick. I do know that there is more product sort of deeper down in the tube. I'll just see how I'm getting on with it. If I'm enjoying using it, then I may dig out the rest of the lipstick and use it up in full, but I'll just see how I'm going with it first. And I've also chosen the Charlotte's Jewelled Lip Gloss in the shade Pillow Talk. This is an absolutely beautiful lip gloss and I do really enjoy wearing it. It did fall over in my makeup bag, so the product hasn't settled now. I have marked the side of it though, so you can see that I do have quite a lot of product in this tube to use up. I would like to fully pan this by the end of the year, but as I said, I enjoy using it, so I don't think it will be a chore to do so. And I have decided to include a couple of fragrances in the project this year. I think that I mentioned last year that I wasn't reaching for them so much while I was working from home. It was something that I used to spritz on before I left the house, and I just wasn't getting as much use out of my perfume collection as I wanted. The first one that I've chosen is this one from Jimmy Choo. This is a really nice scent and I think that I would happily wear this most days. I'm about here in the bottle now. I have marked the side of the bottle somewhere. So yeah, so I'm about here right now. I do want to get this one fully used up by the end of 2022. And the last fragrance, and also the last item in this 2022 Project Pan intro, is this Jo Malone cologne in the scent Silk Blossom. This one was a limited edition launch, so unfortunately I don't think it's available any longer. I think I also picked up the candle from this collection as well. It smells absolutely gorgeous. I might just spritz on a little bit while I'm sitting here. But I would say that Jo Malone and also Chanel probably make my most favourite perfumes. I really enjoy products from Jo Malone's range. I have marked the bottom of the bottle as well, so I would say just under half of the perfume left, but I'm going to really enjoy wearing this. So guys, those were all the products that I'm including in my 2022 project pan. If they are still available, I will link them in the description box below in case you're interested in any of them for yourself. But as I said earlier, I will also be doing a usage project and an eyeshadow project as well, so stay tuned for that. But I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because I'd love to have you back. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you on my next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.